Let's talk about some kickers to consider streaming for Week 17. Kicking off my list is Chase McLaughlin. Over the last 3 weeks, McLaughlin has the third most fantasy points among all kickers. He's the kicker 12 on the year, and I think he would be ranked higher if it wasn't for the struggles the Buccaneers endured in the early part of the season. The Buccaneers were adjusting to life without Tom Brady, but they seem to have figured it out. Much of their success can be attributed to both Rachaad White and Baker Mayfield, and I see both of those players having a good week again this week. They play the New Orleans Saints, and these divisional matchups are always personal. I can imagine this becoming a shootout. The over-under is 42.5, so it wouldn't surprise me to see McLaughlin get multiple opportunities. McLaughlin has made multiple kicks in all but 4 games this year, and if the Buccaneers win this game, their playoff chances go up to 99%. Currently, they sit at 86%, and if they lose this game, it goes down to 68%. So they're motivated to win this game, and I think they're going to keep their foot on the gas. Next on my list is Cairo Santos. Santos is rostered in about 9% of leagues, so he's pretty much available everywhere, and he's the kicker 8 on the year. With 132 points, he's quietly had a very solid season. And since week 10, he's actually had the second most fantasy points per game among all kickers with 11.7. The Bears have won 4 of their last 6 games, and their 2 losses against Detroit and Cleveland could have very easily been wins if it wasn't for some bad bounces. Since acquiring Montez Sweat, the Bears have looked a lot better on defense, but they've also improved on offense, which has led to more opportunities for Santos. This week, the Bears get Atlanta, who are in the bottom 5 in terms of field goal attempts allowed per game, so it wouldn't be surprising for me to see Santos have a busy day. Santos is the most accurate kicker in Bears history, and they just inked him to a 4-year, $16 million deal, so they're not going to hesitate to call his number. Last on my list, which is still surprising to me, is Daniel Carlson. Carlson is rostered in about 44% of leagues, and this has been a down year for him. Between lack of opportunities and inaccuracy, he hasn't been the productive player we've gotten used to. He's on pace for the fewest field goal attempts and the lowest conversion rate in 4 seasons. Some of those struggles can definitely be attributed to Josh McDaniels and all the drama that circled the beginning of the season, but since Antonio Pierce has taken over, this team has pretty much become a defensive team. They've definitely improved there. On offense, they haven't quite made as many strides, but that could be a good thing for Carlson. The Raiders either score 0 points or 63 points. But whatever the case is, I feel like they're going to struggle in the red zone, which should lead to more opportunities for Carlson. The Raiders are going up against a Colts team that allow the second most field goal attempts per game with 2.5, and they allow the 5th most points per game, so this could very well end up being a high-scoring affair. The Raiders are trying to make a good impression on ownership, so they're going to keep their foot on the gas as well. Those are some kickers to consider streaming. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and let me know your thoughts on which kickers to consider streaming in the comments below.